Alright, welcome back to the channel. Warhammer Man back in the studio, and today we're taking a look at the Kill Team Into the Dark set. So construct a Labyrinthian Space Hulk with Kill Team Into the Dark's cool modular terrain. So this is pretty crucial right here. Obviously I have not gotten access to this set yet. I have it on pre-order and we'll have it very soon. Just, as a general public service announcement, I'm super excited about this set and definitely behind it. But obviously anybody that has access to this set in advance has something worked out with Games Workshop, likely has signed the NDA, etc. So, obviously take everything with a grain of salt. Doesn't discredit anyone's reviews or anything like that. Just putting it out there as general knowledge. So here we have the Kill Team Into the Dark has dropped out of the warp and is available to pre-order right now. This huge new box set contains 2 completely new kill teams, rules for fighting within the treacherous confines of Space Hulk, and a heap of gorgeous terrain designed to represent the innards of an ancient void ship. So here we see the box set contents right here. We've seen this picture many times. Obviously the Killzone looks really nice. Fully confirmed also from some of the early access people that the board is in fact a different size and shape. So the previous board was 22 inches by 30. I haven't got exact confirmed to the, inch, portion, whatever, fractional inch measurements so far. But I have confirmed that the one side is 24 inches and the other side is 28 inches, roughly, give or take. Now I'll have to actually measure them for myself. Some people can't use a tape measure as well. Other people, don't measure in inches or whatever. So when we get the actual board, I will measure it out, give you the exact dimensions. But the most important thing is not so much that it's 28 instead of 30, but the fact that it's 24 instead of 22. So the previous Kill Team game boards will be 2 inches short on the shorter side to play this game on. So you will not be able to use any of the boards previously made, sold, distributed for any of Games Workshop's games, without slight modifications. Now, is that going to make a huge difference to your game board and how you set it up? Well, sure. I mean, if you're 2 inches shorter, it'll take 1 inch off of each side, or something to that effect, somewhere around that. So the important thing is that you won't be able to use all your old game boards. Now, this comes with a game board, so who cares? Well, anybody that has a bunch of these already that they might use. So it's worth paying attention to. Probably not going to be detrimental. I don't think a lot of people have made specific game boards only for Kill Team. So, that they would be able to normally convert into an Into the Dark set, and now they're not going to be able to. Just an observation, for anybody that has made a specific board or is looking for dimensions or anything. Don't rush off and just make yourself a new board yet until you get the exact dimensions, because they are, in fact, different. Space Hulk is creaking, nightmarish amalgam of desperate ships all mashed together over the millennia. And yours will start as 8 stuffed sprues full of walls, doors, columns, and a host of detailed attachments. Alright, so we get 8 sprues according to this. And it looks like we have 4 different sprues right here. So I'm assuming it will be 2 of each. So we have big circular or oval door. And then a big rectangle door. Second rectangle. Third rectangle. Now it is interesting to note, and then here's another oval type one. So it's interesting to note there's a bunch of different hatch styles, overall looks. That's pretty cool. And then obviously there are different length pieces right here. So if you notice, all of these are actually different. So your biggest piece right here has one of the pillars in the middle and then one on each side. And then your next biggest piece right here, same size, but has one door built into it. And then we have the 2 smaller pieces over here with just the pillar in the middle, and then the 2 side pillars are left off. And then we have the same thing, but with the 2 side pillars left off and then with a door. So essentially the difference between this and this is only the side pillars, so whether or not they're separate pieces. And then same thing with the smaller ones. You have, obviously, here is a smaller piece with 2 pillars attached to it. Here's a smaller piece with no pillars attached to it. And then just variations of that. So very cool. And then here's our accessories and scatter terrain, everything like that. Looks like an overall nice set. I really like the idea of it. I've seen a couple of the reviews where they have talked about if you're going to keep this modular, you need to be, cautious, or at least pay attention to the parts that need to slot in, and make sure that you either don't prime those or you don't prime them too heavy. Until I get a hold of my kit, I can't verify one way or the other. I imagine that there is some tolerance left for these to be push fit in, But if you put on your primer or spray or whatever paint too heavy, or you don't clean them appropriately, it's going to interfere with your ability to connect them. So you might end up having to like scrape some of that paint back off or something like that. Again, I'll have a better idea once I get my hands on the kit, and I will definitely keep you guys updated. To make sure setting up your boarding missions is easy, each element is assigned a symbol on a Killzone key reference sheet, so you know exactly which piece is which. Every item into the Dark mission also comes with a map representing a particular part of the Gallerdark, constructed in conjunction with the Killzone key. So here we see each of the pieces labeled clearly, and then has a little like designation, A1, B1, etc. So it's easy to identify which piece you need. So that is very, very cool. Be able to like store them either in like some kind of storage container where they're sorted like this, or just kind of throw them in the box when you're not using them, and easily find which ones are which. These maps show where all the walls, columns, hatches, overhang pipes, and debris are, so you can pore over the mission briefing and figure out your plan of action in advance. Good intel is half the battle, and having a clear understanding of the warrant of death your kill team is heading into will aid the pursuit of victory. So here we see basically a kill zone map, both of the drop zones, and then pretty clearly labeled with either like A1, B1, etc. to go through, figure out exactly how everything's set up, and then showing where like the hatches are and everything makes it nice and easy too. I do like the layout of this. It'll probably take a little bit of time to get used to the actual designations, but once we do, we'll make it nice and quick and easy to whip together a board. None of this would be possible without the level of care that's gone into the design of the Into the Dark terrain. The columns that make up the corners are modular and can be put together and taken apart over and over, which lets them serve multiple purposes and makes swapping between layouts a doddle. Yeah, so just slide those right in, no problem, or alternatively, your other piece. And, you know, obviously don't glue any of these bits. But overall, I mean, pretty straightforward. And then obviously the caps on top to just hold it all together. Obviously not pictured here. Alongside the Hulk's walls and hatches and columns, there are loads of characterful pieces that breathe light into your kill zone. Artifacts such as dynamos, control panels, and pressurized canisters can also serve as objectives, points of interest, and makeshift barriers. Check out this little mobile generator, a fuel cell combo to hunker down behind. So the details on these walls, obviously super, super cool. Definitely have a great look to them. This one as well. These are like all the accessory pieces. You can see some of them have the pieces to insert into the columns. Others are more just like scatter terrain / barricades. All of this makes for the ultimate kill zone terrain. Kill Team Into the Dark's missions are packed with brilliant layouts and introduce creative ways to use them. But it's just the beginning. You can use the terrain as a starting point for a very own Zone Mortalis board for games of the Horus Heresy, or add some additional rooms and corridors to an already packed Necromunda board. Some walls are even compatible with plasma conduits and fuel pipes for existing terrain kits, giving you even more scope for a customized battle zone. So here we see it all set up with just a couple extra random pieces were not used for this. Looks great, honestly. Looking forward to painting this, get my hands on it. And then it's cool too, the actual assembly is done before each game, so that saves some time when you're actually like prepping everything. Pre-order Kill Team Into the Dark and get this terrain and 2 brand new kill teams, the Imperial Navy Breachers and Kroot Kinband, and sign up for all of the GW notifications. So very nice, very, very nice here. Looking forward to getting my hands on this and diving in, painting. Definitely going to do some conversions, etc. But really nice detail. And you can see, obviously, this is every little bit painted, full on like weathering effects. You know, every little like nut picked out, little wire, etc. Very, very nice. Probably most people will not paint their terrain up to this level. But I plan on doing a video as to where we can get stuff essentially close to this, but in a fraction of the amount of time you would normally spend on something like this. So definitely keep your eyes peeled for that. I do like the new setup, how everything goes together, at least from what I've seen so far. Looks like it all attaches very nicely. I'm curious to see what the tolerance is on the push fit pieces to get a better idea. I'll definitely do some experimenting with that and do a video just kind of showing it off. And then I'll apply different amounts of paint to it to see like, okay, if you do a light base coat or primer, it'll be okay. But if you go heavy on it, it's not going to fit in correctly, etc. And the last thing you want to do is be like scraping paint off or like sanding pieces down, especially after you've done like a nice paint job on them. So I will definitely have a better idea when I get my hands on the pieces. But what do you think so far? Are you getting excited for this? I am definitely very excited to get my hands on these. I like both of the new kill teams, and obviously the terrain looks great. Didn't specifically say how much of everything comes in the set, but it looks to me just at a glance that you get 2 each of these sprues right here. So 8 total terrain sprues. Pretty nice. And then obviously if each of the expansions has roughly around this amount of terrain as well, and the same size board and everything, by the end of this season or this year of Kill Team, you'll basically have a full on like almost 40K size board. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah, very nice. So let me know what you guys think. Obviously, if you enjoyed today's video, if you're into daily reactions, reviews, news, painting, modeling, conversion tutorials, as well as magnetizations, and we do show off the commissions as they leave the studio, make sure to like and subscribe. It's absolutely free and really helps out the channel. And then obviously we do videos daily on Warhammer 40,000, Kill Team, Necromunda, Age of Sigmar, Warkai, Horus Heresy, and all of the good GW content. Well, I should say the good and the bad. Obviously, I've been positive lately with this new Into the Dark set and a lot of cool stuff, but I will be the first one to call it when GW drops the ball as well. So that's it for today. Let me know what you think down below, what you're excited for, and if you too are going to be jumping into the dark, and if you're excited to get your hands on this as well. But that's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man, and I'm out of here.